Hi, everybody. It's Tracy. I'm back to talk about what's going on in our area as far as finances and restaurants go. Apparently, that's my topic of interest to me, at least these days. So, in our area, we have a Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A always had this really long sort of double line. It would be a double line, and you would get into the two lines, and then eventually you get up to where you order. And you're ordering on both sides, and then after that the lines would merge, so they'd kind of zigzag in, and then you'd get into a single line and get up to the window, and then there'd be someone outside of Chick-fil-A and at the window. So you pay when you ordered, like under the umbrellas. Then by the time you get up to the window, they're just giving you your food, or they'd have somebody else outside that was grabbing the food and running it back to cars if the food was ready for a car that was like 2 or 3 or 4 cars back. And that kept their line going really fast, because you could pull out if you weren't in the front of the line. There was a way to pull out, and they just kept their line going. They were really good at managing it. They were really fast. I'm sorry, I'm shaking the phone. I need to get something to put my phone on. Anyway, this is how they managed it. And they had so many people coming through their lines, and it was super crowded, but they could get you through really fast. Like, it just wasn't an issue. And I would see a long line and I would still get in it, because for the Chick-fil-A and in our area, it didn't matter if the line was long or a double line or whatever, you could get through it pretty fast. So now you go to Chick-fil-A, and even if I don't go to Chick-fil-A, it's in a shopping center that I can see the line, or if there's line. There is almost never a line for Chick-fil-A. Like, there's almost never a line. And if there is like a little line, it's like a couple cars, and they might still have 1 or 2 people out there taking orders, but it's just they don't have like that extra person running the food back anymore, because there's just so many less cars, and it's just not as crowded. It's just never as crowded. And I think this is another sign of the economy not doing well. Like, because in our area, minimum wage is $20 an hour if you're a fast food employee. So it's quite high. Like, if you are working fast food, they're paying their employees $20 an hour. And that means your chicken nuggets are quite expensive now. Like, your chicken dinner at Chick-fil-A or any other restaurant that is a fast food restaurant is pretty expensive now. And I'm just curious if this is how it is in other areas, if minimum wage for fast food workers has gone up higher than other places, and how expensive your fast food lunches and dinners are. I think they've gotten to the point where nobody wants to pay that much money for a hamburger or a chicken burger or fries and a Coke. I mean, it's just a lot of money. So they're just not doing nearly as well. They don't have as many people in line or as many employees, and they're definitely not selling as much. So I wonder how long they'll last. I think this is just another sign of the times. Like, it's another restaurant that I'm like, how long are they going to last with the prices being the way they are? I'm curious. I'm actually really surprised when I see anybody open a restaurant anymore. Like, it seems like it would be impossible to make money now as a restaurant owner. I think their margins have always been pretty low. Like, restaurants go out of business like at pretty high rates anyway. So now when I see a restaurant opening, I'm thinking, what are they thinking? This is probably not a good idea. They're probably going to lose their shirts. So even established restaurants with established customers, I have really slowed down in our area. So let me know, is your area the same? I'm curious to hear. We're in a suburban sort of city area outside of the city. And so we have lots of these types of places, but they're not doing as well as they once were, at least not as far as the eye can tell. Like, from what I see, they are struggling. They are slow, way slower than they used to be. And I know we're not eating out all that much anymore, because it just feels like it's astronomically expensive compared to what it used to be. And when we have gone out, even to restaurants, there's not that many people inside the restaurants eating either. So it seems to be happening quite a bit. So let me know. Let me know if it's happening in your area, maybe what area you live in, if it's happening too, or maybe in other states it's better because the minimum wage is not as high as it is here. I'm curious. I'd like to hear. Let me know. I'll see you next time.